This ball here. I don't know, old version of Factorio, because I don't know if I'll have graphics problems otherwise. I think the ideas should still carry to the current final release, I guess. But I'm going to try to make some kind of noisemaker thing. I know there's videos showing music boxes, but they never show how they're made. And I'll attempt to make something. Can't really guarantee it's a music box, but it'll be a noisemaker kind of setup. And first, what we need to do is make like a looping counter. Do something like that. Constant combinator and decider combinator. And fluid or something. I'll just use that as the timing signal. It's where's the timer here? Q is and if you see here, it'll loop. And it gets up to the value and it starts over again. It's always adding 1 to the value. Alright. And here's the noisemaker. Right. Grammar. Yeah. Hook that up. No values pitch. It just counts up the counter. Nothing exciting here. It's following it. So, what I want to do is make a way to play different notes. Here you let's do math. Five by 10. Put a signal. What this will do is slow it down a bit. So have it counting to 10. Pitch. Do something like that. One, this two. Yeah. Building a music. It's a while. As you see, I'm not using prefab, I'm making it from scratch. And 6. So there's 8 of these. We're going to take signal from this. What it'll do is it'll trigger when this signal value hits the condition in each of these deciders. So let's do that. Put this. Get all these. So you can see the light racing down when the values hit each. just a short little blink, but try to make it more visible. And we got little racing lights based on the counter here. Divide, it's counting to 100 here. Dividing by 10, so now it's counting to 10. Quite have 10 lights here, but you get the idea. It does that. They make a noise thing. Is there are different ways to do it. Where's my noise speaker? Well, most basic would be to copy the speakers like this, right? Right now we start out with the alarm. Yeah. They're all set at the same pitch. So you get nothing like that. That's a little ridiculous. You just have a whole lot of speakers and it's a bit clumsy. So instead of that, currently what some people would do is have it all go to one speaker, but the process is. Conditional things again. Oh wait, it wouldn't be conditional. The math. Alright. Math. Hold on. Oh, alright. And since these are always outputting one when they're true, you end up multiplying. So I'm doing is I'm just copying it down here. And output. Copy it down. Elementary start. And get the speaker. And these different numbers. Yeah, it takes a while. Oh, it's too high a number. Scale it. Yeah, if you stay below 30, Now these are outputting different values. And take a regular power pole like so. You should see what it's doing when each condition is met for all of these. And here I'll click on signal values pitch. For some reason, our refresh rate's weird. I don't know how to time it exactly. That's why it does skip some, even though it should be hitting all of them in order. It does tend to act a little weird if you don't wait slow enough. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to double this 200, and I'm gonna divide this. Now it's playing a note for each one. That's usually a common way of making a music box. But I'm going to make it a little more complicated now. I mean, this kind of works, and you can just keep going for whatever kind you want to. But it gets big, greedy fast, and it's a little sloppy. I'll show you a more compact way of doing it now. Pick all that up. And what I like doing is making it's like an array list. So what I do is filling these up with slots for the variables. Right. This is an old version. I think in a new version you can actually have a lot more slots. I'm using an old version of the game. You could like fill it up. And in the old version it holds 18, but I think in the new version you don't really have this. Each one of these is like a variable or register kind of thingy. Yeah, 18 of them. So each letter I can hold a value in it. Right now they are all set to 1, but I can, just set values, and these are holders for the values. All right, I'm gonna make this more compact. Right now I'll start off with 1, copy it to the others, and you can set each combinator different. It doesn't matter yet. We'll do it 1 to show you kind of how the idea. So this right now is counting to 10, I believe. That's 10 right now. All those values. Needs way to pull the register 18, so 1, 2, 5, 6. That should be 18. What I'm going to do is inputs all of these. Inputs these. These are your. It allows you to pull from each variable spot. How to describe it? But it's like each variable in the array has a slot. Each one of these are going to be for the variable in this array. So, and what we'll do is equals. This is outputting to signal. Let's do another signal. Like be a thing. It can be, yeah. Make it a fish counter so it outputs the fish, right? Now when fish equals 1, this one is fish equals 1. It will output null A. Right? And I'm going to do is just copy it down. Fish equals 1, output A. Fish equals 2. Equals 2. Set it. And now this will output B. 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 C, and so on. So I'm going to be doing that. B. 4 is D. These are all the registers, and if you had a bigger set, it would. But I'm holding all these values in this array. You will go in that order. We'll go in alphabetical. E. E. Notice you leave these on input count. E. F. 6. 7. Once you get it in there, you can blueprint. And 12. It takes a while to set up. So what happens is when the counter hits value in each one of these, what it will do is output fish. When a fish matches that, what it's going to do is pull the signal from the input count. Now, keep in mind, this is inputting all these values, like every single value in this being output at the same time. But only when fish is equal to 1 does this output the input count. And in this case, we're looking for the input count of A. So when this hits 1, it's going to go A. Hits 2, it's going to go B, which is going to be 6. C is going to be 10. D is 1. So it's going to output all the values of those variables in order. And I could hook this up. Huh? And as you can see, it is counting fish. See it on the lower right, what it's doing. And on the outputs of these, what we do is on the out. Let's do it on a different color. I'm going to hook up all these up. For all 18 registers. Array kind of thing. This F. This one will be B. H. I. J. K. And I am going to put in a poll here just so you can see what's up. And as you can see, it's doing them in alphabetical order when it hits. And you can see it is outputting the value of each letter. That's a start on an array setup. And it is stored in one combinator. All those values are stored in this. I don't need like a dozen combinators. Each combinator can store, well, 18 values. But, like I said, in the new version of the game, you can probably store a lot more. 12. In here, 13. 15. 15. 16. 17. 18. This one was K, O, L, M, N, O, P, and Q. So, I can put in values for each letter now. These are variable slots. Different variables for each. So, in theory, you can program a song or a rhythm into this. Now we'll hook up our little noisemaker speaker. Where's the weird speaker? I got it in my inventory. I'm blind, huh? Good thing. It's loud, right? Oh, down here. Alright. So, look that up. But right now, it's outputting each different variable, so you have to fix that first. Right now, it's jumping around. We'll hold it over here. It's doing different letters of the alphabet for each thing in the sequence, right? So it's going. So what we want is to output to the same letter. So what we'll use is put in math node, I believe. But each doesn't matter what it is. Add 0, and we can output it to. This is output to P. So what it doesn't matter where it comes in, it will output to P. It is true. And pull again. The green wire here. So what it's doing is it's inputting each letter and then it is outputting P. So now what happens is every value in here is sequenced through this as a register based on the counter here. So those. It's kind of like filtering out each letter up here. And those have their own value. And this does is it takes all of different A, B, C, D, changes them all to P, but it retains the values. So what we get, mouse over, if you look on the right of where it says electrical information, you'll see the variables that were stored in the constant combinator filtered through all these. And now they come out in order. So I can hook this up. And I can signal value pitch. How do I get? And now it's playing them in order. Yeah, it's crap. Yeah. Not that amazing, but all the values for that are stored in one of these. But what the neat thing is with this, filtered that yet again using a conditional, so I'm gonna hook that. And use counter, whatever. I'm just gonna use this for now, though. So, what we'll do is here equals 1. And what we'll do is output everything. Here equals 1, output everything. I'm going to change this to 2. 3. 4. Now, what happens is this is not outputting anything because there is no input for the gear, right? Now gear is 1. Oh. I hook up gear to that. And now what it is outputting is the first one because gear is 1, so it is outputting from this first set. And I'm going to make all these 5. Just to show what is going on. PC modifier. I am programming different notes. It's acting like a little array. All these are those. All these are 5. Make all of these motor numbers. Basically, like, all the numbers would be different pitches and you program it in music. All these are different now, right? If I hover over them, you can see the numbers change, right? And this one is currently outputting the first set. So let's change the gear value to 2. Now they're all outputting 5. It's the second set. You'll see here, it's all staying 5. If I move this back to 1, then it will be changing the sequence set 1. Change this to 3. Whatever's in set 3 down here. The sequence. Probably not show him because it isn't electrified. Oh. 1, 4. Anyhow, let's make this thing loud enough. In the first set, they're all 5, right? For some reason it's not liking whatever's in. Oh, you know what? Three. That's what I was looking for. Some reason, I don't know why it's not quite working. I have to make sure those are. But I can put a counter like this, and then have it count for each one of those to play like the whole song. But you get the idea. You can set up a music box with an array of combinators and store all the values from a combinator in each thing, and just use a conditional, and it can make a music box fairly compact that way. You don't have to replicate all these like for each combinator, and then you just push it through this set, and then it'll count through everything in each set. So you can make it a lot more compact, and it gives you an idea how it works without having to copy and paste and reverse engineer. I hope I explained it. I know I'm a little bit of a mess, but there you go. I hope that does it for you.